let me ask you, okay? Because we just talked football. Are you excited for Alabama basketball? How about this? What's your excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being like, it's Christmas. 1 being like, I'll get excited around March. Alabama basketball, what's your excitement on a scale of 1 to 10? I think mine is like for right now, for November, like I'm one of the, like, I get it. Basketball season starts to heat up like on the back of like February, whatever. I might be like a 9. See, I would imagine it's going to be like tense. Yeah. The only reason I think I'm a 9 is because it's like November. It's like the first game. See, Nate's 11. That's what I'm saying. This is, see, Joe's at 8. All right, so let's look at Alabama kind of at a glance, all right? Preseason number 2 in the AP and in the coaches poll. Coming off a Final Four appearance, the first ever for Alabama basketball. Yo, check out who returns. We were like waiting. Is Mark Sears going to return? Remember when we were just like waiting and waiting? Mark Sears comes back. Grant Nelson comes back. Are you kidding me? Wright's coming back. Stevenson and Diobate. Like, that would be a nice little squad right there with just those guys. Look, of course I love Sears, Nelson, Wrightsell. The guy was banged up last year. Stevenson, man, he had some really good games there in the back end. But you know who I really like? I got to add a comma after Stevenson. But Diobate. Yo, Diobate off the bench. Look at the bench squad. Who's going to be on the bench? Stevenson, Diobate, Youngblood, Houston Mallette, Holloway. The bench is going to be, Coach Nate Oats, I can't wait to see how you rotate. All right, guys that are coming in to the transfer portal, right? You got Chris Youngblood, Chris Omoruyi, right? Omoruyi, we finally got the center we've been looking for. Aden Holloway comes over from Auburn. Houston Mallette in from Pepperdine. Yo, guy can absolutely shoot. And then the freshman to watch, LeBaron Philon. Whew, man. LeBaron Philon. This guy, I'm going to talk about the starting 5 here in a second, but I think he might be a member of the starting 5. See, Antonio Snell said a 20. Look at that. Nate Oats starting his 6th season, winning percentage in the SEC close to 70%, which is crazy. Finished first twice. Final Four last year. He's been to the round of 64, Sweet 16 twice, and then Final Four, right? Absolutely. I mean, whew. This is the starting 5, all right? And what I did, I think there could be 2 starting 5s. Maybe Antonio, you help me out on this, man. I think this could be the starting 5, but I think if they go with 3 guards, because I could also see Youngblood being in there as well. So what the caps indicate, and this is why I think Alabama is going to make a serious run, and I'll talk about odds in a second. But look at all the graduates on this team. You're talking about a team that has ultra experience. I haven't seen this in a while. I mean, are there teams out there with 5 graduates? Mark Sears, 6'1", 190, coming out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Wrightsell, right? 6'3", 190. I'm curious to see if Wrightsell can hang on to that spot. I would imagine he can. I just want to see what he can do this year. LeBaron Philon. This guy's a freshman. I think a lot of people would probably have him in the starting rotation if Alabama does have 3 guards play. And that's the thing about Alabama basketball is they can run the court. They are so fast, and I think Omoruyi will be able to run and keep up with them, right? Does anybody think that – who would they – I guess if they went with the forward, I would imagine it's Youngblood. At that 3, if you want to call it. But I think like for the guard play, probably Philon. And then, man, Grant Nelson, 6'11", 230. And then Omoruyi, 6'11", 250. And you've seen it too. I mean, Omoruyi is that guy. Grant Nelson is that guy. I want to see consistent play this year from Grant Nelson. So, and what I mean by that is I felt a lot of the season, and this probably comes with the growth of a player, but I felt that he hadn't reached his ultimate potential. Probably a reason that he came back. But where we started to see Grant Nelson, kind of the best of Nelson, was tournament time. In the game that he had against, was it North Carolina? Like that, like if he can have that play and play at that level, yo, there's no telling how good this team can be, because Omoruyi is going to be it. We know what Sears brings. Rysel Philon yet to be seen because he's a freshman, but the guy can absolutely, he scored 35 points average a game as a freshman or as a senior in high school. Man. Here's a look at the Alabama early season basketball schedule. UNC Asheville this coming Monday. There's actually a women's game before that, so it's a doubleheader. And I would imagine that Alabama does something to help the people that were affected in Asheville in that surrounding area, right? Then you have Arkansas State, McNeese, and then look at this schedule. At Purdue, Illinois, Houston, geez. Rutgers. You know what's crazy is Omoruyi's going to play the Rutgers. That's where he transferred from. There's going to be some emotion in that game. And then at North Carolina, you know North Carolina is salivating for that. The SEC ACC challenge based off what happened last year, right? I didn't think Alabama was going to win that game. I really didn't. We talk a lot of smack about ACC football. ACC basketball is crazy. Like Clemson last year, their two bigs inside. Oh my goodness, those guys were absolutely. I can't believe Alabama beat Clemson. Creighton's gonna be tough. Creighton's always good, and then North Dakota, I think they'll be good, and that's a reunion for Grant Nelson, right? So you have a couple of reunion games here at this first half of the season. That's a hell of a schedule. Jeez. You're going to drop some, I would imagine. But this is this is like a early tournament schedule. Here's some Vegas odds real quick. UConn plus 700. I would take this. Yo, bet responsibly. But plus 1,200 for Bama basketball? I don't know. Because you're not going to get that later on in the season. I bet you that's going to climb to like a plus 500, plus 600 at, as we start to enter the real part of the season, January, February. I ain't see Kentucky up there. Jason, what's up, man? Oh, that's what's up, man. You're going to try to go to that North Carolina basketball game? Man, I would imagine that a game in Chapel Hill is like a bucket list. That venue looks amazing. I've never been out there. Here's a look at so that's kind of a wrap on college, basketball and the opener on Monday. So just wanted to hit on that.